You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. I don't know why it popped in my head.
You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough,
you gotta be
tired.
You're too slow. The song ain't that slow.
What?
You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together.
Sleep.
All I know.
Sleep will save the day. Yay.
Welcome back, you guys. You're welcome to the two-part harmony. To the Pretty Petty podcast. I am Mercedes.
And I'm Mira. And tired as hell.
I was about to say, how you feeling this week? But
I'm falling to pieces. No, but seriously, I was just saying to you earlier, like, and if any listeners can relate, you ever just have a fucked up circadian rhythm where you're supposed to be sleep in the nighttime, but you can't sleep in the nighttime and you get tired in the daytime? That's me right now. And ain't no amount of supplements gonna fix that right now. So yeah, I'm going through changes. I'm so over it. I would like to sleep at night again. How are you?
I've been better. Let's address the elephant in the room. We filmed this episode yesterday.
We did.
And turns out my mic, whenever I have a webcam and I plugged it in, and then whenever I did that, it changed my default sound settings to where it was using the webcam mic. And so that whole episode, and it was a great episode, y'all. That whole episode, it sounds like I'm talking to y'all from a tunnel. So we're reshooting it for you. So again, I want to say thank you to Mira for making some time to talk about all these niggas again. So hopefully we could talk about it with the same robustness that we did yesterday. Should we go ahead and start?
Let's get into it.
A mess?
Yeah, let's get into it. Drake got fried to hell this past weekend. So for those that don't know, I don't know how you would know at this point, Kendrick Lamar and Drake have been beefing for a while now. Yeah, like I ain't never seen no shit like that. BBL Drizzy, Metro Boomin done got mad and dropped a diss beat. Have you ever heard of a nigga dropping a diss beat?
No, but I agree. Out of all the songs that I've heard so far, that's the only one that I tolerate.
BBL Drizzy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Yeah, Metro Boomin got mad and said, all right, because I think Drake wrote like an Instagram post on some stick to them drums, nigga. Metro Boomin said, all right, bet. He dropped the beat because it looked like he took an AI beat, remixed it, dropped it, and said the best person to rap over this beat gets a $10,000 cash prize. He didn't even say $10,000 initially. He said the best person on this beat gets the beat, and then came back the next day and said you get $10K too and the beat. And I've been seeing Drake get fried in so many different languages. They are body rolling on the other side of the world to BBL Drizzy. I done seen the Duolingo owl popping back to BBL Drizzy. I done seen niggas rapping in Japanese to BBL Drizzy. So let's get to the timeline. It started with Like That. Like That came out, Future, Metro Boomin, Kendrick Lamar. The Big Three line, when Kendrick said, fuck the big three, nigga, it's just big me. J. Cole came back shortly after that with a rebuttal, and then he just randomly backed out of everything. He said, I don't want nothing to do with this shit. He stepped off. And that was a while ago. And then April 13th, Drake comes with push-ups. He was coming at Kendrick Lamar, throwing digs at him, Rick Ross, talking about, I might take your latest girl and cuff her like I'm Ricky. Can't believe he jumping in, this nigga turning 50. So he's just throwing shots all over the place. And we go to Tailor-Made Freestyle. Drake drops the Tailor-Made Freestyle while he's waiting for Kendrick Lamar's response on April 19th. This, I think, was the track that we was talking about where he used the AI voices of like Tupac and Snoop Dogg. And I think I mentioned this in previous episodes of the pod, where I was like, since when did niggas start using AI voices of people? And then even AI voices of folks that like are still here. Like we got Snoop Dogg. I don't know what's happening with that, but
the cover art has a black glove.
Yeah.
For the OJ Simpson trial?
I don't think that's the OJ glove. Wait.
That's the article I'm looking says the art for 616 in LA has a single black glove. It has to be because it's LA. It's a single black glove. It has to be the OJ Simpson trial, and OJ just died. So I'm not sure what OJ Simpson has to do with this. Do you happen to know why?
I do not. I do not know the meaning behind this particular photo with that one.
There's a Bible verse, Corinthians 6:16, that's supposed to be a dig at Drake's taste in women. Do you not know that he who unites himself with a prostitute is one with her in body, where it is said the two will become one flesh? So Kendrick is basically, again, insulting women. That's, you know what? We haven't gotten to like dissecting this, but y'all can already imagine what I'm going to say. And then Family Matters came out.
Yep, almost 8 minutes. He's in a music video talking his shit, taking the Good Kid, Mad City van and crushing it and running around with niggas' chains on and coming at Kendrick Lamar, talking about some, pretty much insinuating that he beats on his fiance, poking at the fact that he didn't marry his fiance, you the Black Messiah, wifing up a mixed queen and hit vanilla cream to help her with your self-esteem. On some Bobby shit, I want to know what Whitney needs. Just taking a whole bunch of jabs, insinuating that his kids aren't his and everything. And then
I just think it's funny Drake calling out a mixed person for being mixed. But okay.
That's, yeah, but I think it was, I guess, a response to what he was saying to him first about him being, but I'm just like, what? I don't even know why.
And then Kendrick put out Meet the Grams, which is the most aggressive out of all the songs. I think we can agree.
That shit give me the heebie-jeebies, but I think it's my favorite track out of all of them, but it give me the heebie-jeebies.
It starts with Kendrick apologizing to Drake's son for having him as a father. This has gone too far. He talks about Drake taking Ozempic. He used photos of the medication with Drake's legal name on it for the cover art of the song. He talks about Drake allegedly having a BBL, which Drake has not responded to. That's the only thing he hasn't responded to. Is that
nigga said, "You think if I'm a pedophile, I will go to jail?"
And then Rick Ross nicknamed him BBL Drizzy, and then I guess Metro Boomin heard that and was like, "Yo, perfect. Let me get in the studio real quick." But he basically compares Drake, Lamar does, with Harvey Weinstein. He says him and Weinstein should get fucked up in a cell for the rest of their life.
Straight
and
up,
then
pedophile.
Kendrick dropped Not Like Us. And then again, it's about him saying, you know, he likes them young, is the lyrics.
Certified lover boys, certified pedophiles. Here you like them young, you better not ever go to cell block 1. Trying to strike a chord and it's probably a minor. And he was just,
called him a colonizer, not a colleague.
Yeah.
And then Metro Boomin came out. This nigga was left field, not in the conversation. And he dropped... So yeah, what you said, there's like a little bit of a contest going on for whoever can, I guess, rap the best.
I just see that video where they jumping a nigga in a park and all you hear is fight back, fight back. And this was his attempt at fighting back. The Heart Part 6 on May 5th.
And then the Heart Part 6.
Yeah. Did you hear that?
No, all I know is that he talks about Millie Bobby Brown. Drake says that he would never...
If I was a pedo, I'd get caught. I'd go to jail. What?
So Drake was like talking about how he would never look twice at a teenager and that he's just friends with her, but he did not address the BBL allegations. I don't think he even addressed whether or not he does have this secret second child. Which honestly, if Drake has a second child, it's none of our fucking business. I don't think there's nothing wrong with being a celebrity and not telling people when you have a kid. In fact, if I was a celebrity and I had a kid, y'all wouldn't see that bitch until she graduated from college. On God. Because the way the internet is
about people, kids, or just about people's lives in general, not even just kids, just their lives in general and the entitlement. Oof.
So what's your thought on this battle? Do you think somebody won?
Oh, Kendrick smoked him. But my thing is, it's like, since the mention of a child, the internet has gone nuts trying to find a child and have been posting random people's kids, trying to say that they're Drake's kids. The girl that he kissed on stage when she was 17 and he was in his early 20s, came out and was like, oh, there was no malice behind what took place. And she tried to save him, but it's like, we watched him kiss you on stage over 10 years ago. After he confirmed your age and was talking about how thick you are and like just wild, inappropriate shit. Like he has an inappropriate track record with young girls. So
do you believe the allegations that Lamar put on him? Or do you remember?
I definitely believe there's some misconduct with him and teenagers. I definitely think there's something off there with him. He has inappropriate relationships with young girls. It gives me grooming behavior. You know, them niggas that like to hang around, and even I've personally experienced this in my life. Niggas that like to hang around and wait till you 18. They want to hang out with you, and grooming behavior.
Do you think that Drake is saying truthful things about Kendrick?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything yet. I looked, and if he's lying, that shit is foul. If they're lying about each other, well, like I said, I know I've seen the weird shit with Drake and young girls, so he's not totally dishonest about what he's saying. But if they're just making up tea and he's making that shit up about him having a child and all that shit is foul.
So my thought on this whole thing is, when they're both so fucking hypocritical, in my opinion. So I'm team no one. But the part that I can't get over is when women talk about being assaulted, being preyed upon. Rappers in this industry, including Drake, will be like, she lying. She lying. Megan's lying about being shot. They'll all say that. They'll all deny that women are treated badly and are hurt in this way until they can use it to their advantage. The fact that they are monetizing and weaponizing supposedly physical assaults that Kendrick Lamar's wife is having, Millie Bobby Brown possibly being groomed, this other teenage girl. It's like all these things never mattered before, but now that you want to have a rap battle, now we want to talk about it.
And pull out all the stops. Yeah.
Now we believe the women when it suits us.
When it's convenient.
And Kendrick ain't, whether or not he did the Spotify thing, which I'm not clear about, he still made music with Kodak Black, who has admitted openly that he is a rapist. So you accusing Drake of doing something that your friend does is wild. And Drake talking about Lamar's wife being mixed and all sorts of other stuff. It's like, why are we weaponizing? How do all of these women and girls feel? Can you imagine if you were one of these people who maybe you are that 17-year-old girl that maybe Drake was talking to for a minute? Like, can you imagine listening to all this and how it feels being talked about indirectly?
Brought up as a punchline?
That's exactly what it is. I don't like it. But also, I'm not really a hip hop head like I used to be, if I ever was.
Yeah, this is the most I paid attention to. Listen, this is the most I paid attention to male hip hop in over 10, 15 years.
BBL Drizzy, though, that's a good TikTok sound. I like it.
They been over there body rolling, hitting their dances.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this man is getting stomped on globally. But I'm here for it. It's opening a larger discussion about culture vultures and how people infiltrate the culture of hip hop. So I'm here for the larger discussion about that too, because
I'd rather have this open up discussion about how women are talked about in the rap songs. But can't have everything we want. Okay, moving along to some other rap beef. Ice Spice.
Oh, the Baby Storm thing?
Yes. So, a few days ago, Baby Storm, who is, I think she's relatively well known, at least with like Gen Z. She's a Black artist who makes, I would say, there's an official name for it, but I want to say it's like goth pop, maybe soul. I'm not sure, but she has a song called My Body is a Graveyard. That's just really, really good. But you might know her because she almost got arrested in Target for trying to film a music video in the middle of their store with no common sense.
I remember that, but I remember hearing her music too. Her music is dope.
It is. So she recently has had it, I guess, with the world, and she's been kind of spiraling on social media. But one thing she had time to do right before she went and was committed to a mental hospital this week is she leaked text message records between her and Isis, aka Ice Spice, who she says they've been best friends. Well, prior to this, she said that her and Ice Spice were really good friends. They've known each other since middle school. They went to school together. They've always been close. Now, since this has happened, she claims that Ice Spice was her bully and that Ice Spice was colorist. But some of the things that were leaked in the text messages, that the only thing that people are really talking about is the things that Ice Spice
said about
Nikki. And you know me, like we've talked about this, how Ice Spice is the only female rapper that fucked with Nikki.
Damn, not the past tense.
I mean, there's no way they're cool after this. You will never hear another Ice Spice Nicki Minaj song on the Bible.
I think they go well together though.
they're never going to make another song together. But in it, these are dated back May of last year. So these are a year old. So just keep that in mind.
Jesus.
But in it, Ice Spice is basically saying that Nicki Minaj is ungrateful, that it's only because of her that Nicki was on the Barbie soundtrack, and that she feels that Nicki isn't grateful enough to her. She also alleges that Nicki was trying to get the rights to Ice Spice's catalog. And Ice Spice claims that Nicki is jealous because Nicki doesn't even own the rights to her own music. She even says that she wants to cut off Nicki and in the collaboration, that she was popping even before Nicki because she had a Taylor Swift collab. I cannot believe Taylor Swift is a part of the first story and the second story of this rap battle. Taylor Swift does not want to deal with y'all niggas. Leave Taylor Swift alone in her Caucasian lane. She does not fool with black people no more.
Kanye no more. She did at a point. I know nothing beyond shake it off. Shake it off.
Well, if she did fuck with black people, she don't now. She said, I would very much appreciate being excluded from the narrative.
Didn't she try to get chummy with Ice Spice as it was damage control about the bullshit her last boyfriend did? Didn't her last boyfriend say some racist shit or some like bullshit?
Damage control? They're friends. They're good friends. I've seen them. They went to the Super Bowl together.
I'm gonna show it to you later. That was damage control. I'm gonna show you that shit later.
But yeah, they friends.
Beyond shake it off.
But yeah, they're friends and they're having they had a collab together. And there's no way. We talked about this yesterday, like how there's no way that Nicki Minaj is not going to respond to this in some way, shape,
I'm still trying to figure out how she did it.
Did she learn some self-control?
She was responding to Megan in real time, and we still don't even, you know what I'm saying? That Megan's Law bar hit multiple target, and she was responding to that shit in real time over a course of like 5 days. She said, the things that you lied about. Like, where's the things that you've lied about for Ice Spice?
We talked, okay, so let me stop saying the things that we talked about. Let's talk about how grimy it is to leak somebody's text messages or private photos or whatever videos after you fall out with somebody.
I think it's corny. And for me specifically, I do feel like some of those conversations between her and Isis were things to be bothered or rattled about, but it's like, you didn't check it in the moment. So as far as I'm concerned, you're complicit. You didn't even check it later. You wanted to put her on blast because y'all are not cool no more, or you just eventually got tired of it. But like some of the shit she was saying was corny, but like you didn't check it. So as far as I'm concerned, you complicit. But I do think it's corny to air people's dirty laundry out when you're not cool with them no more. Like
everything you said is 100%. Yes.
Like I don't see the point. What's the point? You didn't check her then. If the screenshot showed her saying something wrong or making some inflammatory statements and you like, yo, that's not right to say, blah, blah, blah. But you just, everybody want to do this and agreeing and taking a passive stance on some shit you know is not right. So
if I could say like a parallel is that, well, no, I would say like in terms of like the first story, again, like what you said, being complicit, these things did not matter to you until you fell out with this person. And what's funny to me is that out of all of the people in this story, the person whose side I'm on is Taylor Swift.
Miss Shake It Off.
I couldn't name a single Taylor Swift album. I really couldn't. But Team No One also in this case, although I do feel bad for Ice Spice because whenever somebody sort of violates you in that way, like violates your privacy, it's got to feel really, really shitty. And the fact that she has to deal with all of this drama afterwards based on private text messages between her and her so-called friend is wild. But you can't be friends with everybody. You can't tell everybody all your business. You really have to be...
According to that thread, she was her bully. So I don't know what was the smart idea to befriend your bully anyway, but whatever. I'm not befriending nobody. We could be cordial, but I'm not befriending the bitch that picked on me.
No, we can't even be cordial. But I will say, I do want to mention a little caveat. I did mention in the beginning that Baby Storm did go to a mental institution last week. She was there for an entire week. So what she did was she dropped these text message screenshots, and then her friend Marley, who is another beautiful, gorgeous Black goth girl that I follow on TikTok, found that some of the ramblings that she was having on social media about the government and Trump and I mean, I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't have any professional background in mental health, but a lot of people are saying that she's in the middle of a psychosis. And so her friend, looking out for her, had her committed. Bravo for her friend. They're no longer friends, of course. She actually made a really long TikTok video I saw yesterday talking about Marley and how she's basically the devil and she's evil because of this. But, you know, just be aware that this is like someone who is dealing with something mentally. So I'm not going to go too hard on her, but I will say like the act of doing that to someone is really fucked up. I can't even imagine what I would do if somebody did that to me. I would probably have to get in my car and visit them and talk to them outside. But that's me. You want to do the next one?
All right. So next up is Katt Williams. Did you see Katt Williams stand up yet?
I saw 20 minutes of it.
Okay. So he had a stand. I saw about I think I saw like the last 30 minutes of it, like the last 20, 30 minutes of it. He had a stand up live on Netflix called Woke Folk. I kind of already felt like it was going to be some bullshit with that title alone. But we watched it live on stream and, you know, I don't think I've ever really seen a stand-up go live on Netflix like that. Like that shit went live. You know, it's not even like we posted the video. Like it was literally a live stream. I think it had, according to YouTube, over 68 to 70 million views and stuff like that. But it wasn't as funny as I thought it personally was, or as I normally find him to be. And I don't know. I just feel like a lot of the OGs have difficulty in genuinely being funny without punching down. What do you think?
Well, I think we should maybe talk about like the context of like why he wasn't funny. So like I was watching it and I stopped watching it 20 minutes in because that's when he started talking about trans women. And the problem that I have with Katt Williams, other than the fact that I don't find him as funny anymore, is because he seems to be obsessed with people perceiving him to be gay or being affiliated with gayness or queerness in any way. And in this time he was talking about trans people in terms of, I think it was sports. I was trying to find an article real quick about it, but yeah, he was talking about trans women. I'm like, this is just not your lane. This ain't just like how DJ Vlad got in trouble talking about the beat that Kendrick did, and everybody's like, stay out of black folks' business. This is what it's giving for me. Like, stay out of queer people's business.
Stay out of queer folk business.
We don't, especially trans people, trans women in particular, they don't need any extra spotlight on whatever joke you were telling. But I didn't watch it. I just know that he was probably paid entirely too much money for it.
Jesus
I
Christ.
wonder what the ratings were for it. I don't think
general consensus, I don't know about like the Netflix ratings, but like general commentary online, most people hated it. From what I saw, I think for every 100 comments, people, you know, was like, nah, this shit ain't it. It was like 2 comments. So it was like, it's dope. But like most people was like, no, like people straight up was under my tweet, like this stand up was ass. I was like, damn. But
I meant ratings as in the number of people who watched it. I was
but on Netflix? No, I haven't been able to find that.
But I don't think Netflix releases ratings or figures anymore. What I will say is that Katt Williams is on the record saying he don't do no Netflix specials for under $10 million. So that is something to keep in mind. But I did not appreciate it. I only watched it, I guess, for the plot, just to see if maybe things had changed.
Happening. Yeah.
And they did not. So
yeah.
But anyway, you heard about, well, I know you heard about it because we talked about it, but that couple in New York City, the love-making blanket couple sparked outrage. So, and then in the past week, there was a couple who were having sex in Battery Park, and tons of TikTok videos of all different angles are showing this couple doing what appears to be having sex in broad daylight in the middle of this park with kids running around, parents, dogs, everybody playing. It looks, aside from the fact that this couple is fucking in the middle of the park, it could be a Disney film. Like it looks like an ideal Sunday morning hanging with your kids with a picnic blanket. But
intimate.
They were having sex under a gray blanket. You can clearly see the motion in the ocean. And All the videos were posted on TikTok. The first one garnering over 55 million views. And the question that I have for you and for everybody else is, why the fuck did nobody do nothing?
I don't know. I would have been a Karen solely because there's children around. If it wasn't no kids, I personally wouldn't have gave a fuck. But if it's kids here, I have a problem with that. I understand that some adults are like, well, I didn't, and that's true. You shouldn't be doing stuff like that in front of adults who didn't consent. I didn't consent to you just stroking and choking right next to me, you know what I'm saying, on the grass at the park. Mm-hmm. But I personally don't care about it. But I do care about kids seeing that shit. I do care about children and underage munchkins being around for that bullshit. So just off of that alone, I'd have been the Karen. I'd have been like, hello, officer. Can you please? Yeah, because...
So having sex in public, I feel like... I mean, I get it. It's a kink. I get it. Have sex in public if you want to have sex in public. But... when I say public, I don't mean public like these niggas being public. I mean like go in the bathroom, use a stall if you want to be crazy. And when I say that, I mean like
in the car. Like
I was what I was gonna
isolated.
I was gonna say like do it in like if you're gonna have sex in public, do it in like a bathroom club where there's only adults around to where like
oops.
Yeah, so like there's no chance of a kid walking in or a kid seeing you. What do you think about having sex in public? Would you be into it? Have you been into it?
But it wasn't nowhere where nobody could see me. It's in cars, you know what I'm saying? It's in the cut in the corner at night. I can't imagine like a kid encountering me or like how people be all, I fucked in the park. I did this. I did. I'm like, especially in the daytime. Like
I've had sex twice in public. Once was in a bathroom and once was at a park. But I will say at the park was at night. There was literally no one else around. And it wasn't penetrative. Okay. But I don't know. I don't really think I get off on having, I mean, it doesn't turn me off, but it also doesn't turn me on. Not something I'm looking for. But yeah, anyway, you got another one, or should we talk about Amy Schumer and her raggedy ass real quick?
What did her... I'm about to start frying her up. What did she do?
So Amy Schumer this past week was named Woman of the Year in 2024 with Variety magazine. And what the fuck is Amy Schumer known for nowadays? Like, what does she do? Is she on a TV show or a movie or something?
I almost said getting overpaid for movies. I don't know. But I don't understand that one.
I always confuse her with Chelsea Handler. I always in my mind equate them as being problematic white women who love black men. That's always how I confuse them. But the reason I want to talk about her is not the Variety thing. It's because it came out that last summer she was at a memorial dinner for Jimmy Buffett. Couldn't name you a single song by Jimmy Buffett. Old white nigga. And Amy Schumer was in there, and when she approaches homie's widow, his wife, when she entered the room, Amy Schumer took out one of her titties in a room full of people at a memorial service dinner, walked over to homie's widow and gave her a huge hug. And this is according to Jerry Seinfeld and Jerry Seinfeld's daughter, that it cut right through the darkness and made everyone smile. What?
I can hear that in his voice.
Like the way they're describing it is if like Amy Schumer baked a cake and presented it to everyone.
That is very fucking
her
unhinged.
Nipple brought me so much joy is what this bitch is saying.
Yeah, those nipples brought a smile to my face. Like if you don't put your fucking tater tot titties away.
And we've talked about black going home celebrations and repasses and stuff. And we was talking about that, like how
black
a lot of times
turn up.
Yeah, they'll be doing the electric slide or Cupid shuffle, whatever, at the ceremony. But I draw the line at titty flashing.
It was like, we celebrate, we dance, but there's no nudity involved in that. And I agree. I have yet to see any nudity at a funeral. I've been caught off guard at funerals because they turn up. I want to sit in the corner and boo-hoo and they're dancing and partying, but it's like, it is a celebration of life, but I ain't never seen no nips.
There has to be places and certain situations in life where we know we have to act like we were raised right. And I feel like any sort of event that involves somebody passing or dying should be an occasion where you act like you got some common sense. There's very few other places where I would say you can't get down and boogie, and I feel like that's one of them. Personally,
I would be too scared to, because like, why here? Why not just church that environment? And I'm like,
if you did that at one of my family members' funerals, there would be 2 caskets going in the ground that day. Don't do that. Don't do that. Not with me. But yeah, fuck Amy Schumer.
Need to keep her rusty titty in her bra. But
wow.
Did you hear about the WNBA stream? So
the one that didn't happen?
Yeah. So, okay, Angel Reese, apparently they reported that her WNBA debut wasn't televised, and a fan decided to stream it on Twitter, X, and over 430,000 people tuned in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think overall, in its totality, it got about around 2 million views. But I still don't understand why they wouldn't stream that. Like, why did someone else have to stream that?
I really need to make a point to like look up WNBA games and see if there's any in Houston, because I've never been to a sporting event, and if I was gonna go to a sporting event, it would be that. Hell yeah. Just so I can land myself a stud. Like, that's all I want in my life is if I could find, oh my God, this is my ideal.
Over there,
if I could find me a 6 foot tall stud who can treat me with respect, just be an all around gentlewoman towards me, but also get paid a nice salary, I would love that.
I'd love to play with you.
My very own Brittany Griner. I would love that. I've met Brittany Griner twice.
You did?
Mm-hmm. One time when
nice?
I was she was very, very well. I only talked to her the one time. The second time I was too shy, so I just followed her. But,
what?
Let me tell you. So I used to work at Macy's in the makeup department, and Brittany Griner came to my mall because she's from Houston. She went to Rice over here, and she came in to Macy's with her mama, and I was like, "Oh my God, you know who you is? You're Brittany Griner. Take a picture with me." She took a picture with me, and I was talking to her mama, and in my mind, I was thinking, "Okay, I'm not gonna talk to Brittany that much. I'm gonna woo her mama, and then her mama gonna be like, oh, you see that nice woman with the name badge on behind the counter? You should marry her, Brittany."
Oh my God.
But it didn't work out that way. And the second time I saw her was at the airport. And I don't remember where. It was some airport. It wasn't in Texas though. But I think it's wild that they missed out on that opportunity to monetize the first game, because Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, I feel like, are a new wave of what the WNBA could be. I feel like for decades, the WNBA has kind of been a little bit of a joke. And it kind of is a joke in terms of how much they're paid. They're severely underpaid.
Yeah. I found this out years ago. It's upsetting.
Yeah. So like, while these top men in the NBA be making tens of millions of dollars, the average salary in the WNBA is something like $50,000, $60,000 a year. It's wild. It's wild. They get paid the same as like an accountant.
According to this article, it says the WNBA's app had incorrectly listed the game as available to watch, leading to confusion from fans before the league clarified that only Caitlin Clark's debut with the Indiana Fever was being broadcast. Yeah. But
okay, so
their salary is not it. Huh?
Okay, so let's talk about what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think it's because Caitlin is more popular than Angel Reese, or because Caitlin Clark is white?
I think it's both.
Is she more popular? I guess that's my question.
It's both, because in my circles, in my spheres, all I see is Angel Reese, but the world exists beyond my sphere, right? So, people was like, oh, like if you really do the research, all like a vast majority of like the consumers and the watchers of the WNBA are looking for CC. They're looking for Caitlin. So I think it's both.
Yeah, you're probably right. So Raven-Symone would like you to know that she wants you to keep her wife's name out of your fucking mouth.
She looks so gangster in that video.
So you watched it?
I did watch it.
I have a little bit of a crush on baby stud Raven. Like when she ain't wearing a wig.
Raven is a beautiful woman.
She is.
I get that.
And I grew up watching her.
I'm just not used to seeing her in a gangster or some serious shit like that. She was mad as hell.
So if y'all ain't seen the video,
so though.
Raven is sitting there wearing her best Suge Knight sweatshirt next to her white wife. I I want to say her name is Miranda, but it's probably not. Let me get this girl's name right, because I like her. I like her wife. Yeah, Miranda and Madej. They've been married for a few years now. I remember everybody was surprised that Raven-Symone was with a woman. For some reason, they were surprised. I don't know how. And then she, married a white woman. But the problem is that people are constantly, I guess, sending death threats to Raven-Symone's wife. And it's not because Raven-Symone's wife is racist. It's not because Raven-Symone's wife. Let me stop saying that. It's not because Miranda, because I hate when people reference
you as the wife or
I was a wife. So Miranda,
partner, yeah.
You're right. Yeah. It's not like Miranda has said some wild shit. It's not like she's married or defends pedophiles or anything like that, It's not like she's as horrible as some of these rappers. No, damn. They're sending her death threats.
Looking at you, Drake.
Because they don't feel like she's watched enough That's So Raven. Because she has said in the interview before that she wasn't familiar with Raven's work prior to getting with Raven. But she has since clarified and said that she has seen most of everything that Raven has ever done, including That's So Raven and various other things. And Raven-Symone said, and I quote, "I'm here to tell you to stop it in the comments." And she's holding her hands together, clasped together in like a fist. And that when you're disrespectful to her wife, you're disrespectful to me. So what did you think when you saw this video? Like, were you scared of Raven? Did you take her very seriously? Because nobody in the comments.
No. Even with her serious, she gives me softer than Charmin energy. But I understand her anger and I understand her concern, because I do think that people expressing death threats over your wife not watching shows that you worked on is excessive. I don't care. I know, but that's very excessive. I feel like we live in an era where people are just throwing around death threats for the smallest, most irrelevant things. Like, what does that have to do with your life, that her wife, whether her wife consumes her art or not? What does that have to do with our lives? Like, you can dislike her. You can feel like, oh, I don't feel like she's interested. That's cool. But death threats? Is it ever that serious? It's never that serious.
I agree.
I don't agree with that shit. That's foul.
I think we should talk about the Met Gala. Did you see any of the looks for the Met Gala last night?
I did. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing this girl name right. I think it's Tyla. I liked her dress and I liked Cardi's dress. Out of I think those are the two favorite looks that come to mind off the top of my head. And then I think of Bad Bunny. But a lot of the outfits, I don't know. I don't feel like the people are on theme.
Let me look up Cardi B because I didn't see it. I saw Kim Kardashian. So Kim Kardashian, she was wearing that.
She was stressing me out.
I will say I thought her dress was beautiful. And the corset being cinched, and it made her waist some wild, 20 inches, something wild, probably less than that. But I thought she looked amazing. But to be honest, I haven't seen Cardi, so I'm gonna look it up. I see Rihanna.
Rihanna didn't go. That's AI.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm. Katy Perry. There are photos of Katy Perry. That's AI. And there are photos of Rihanna. That's AI.
I'm so afraid of the future.
Yeah. Because one of the Katy Perry pictures got me. One of the Katy Perry pictures got her mama too, according to an article I read this morning. Mama texted her I saw you at the Met Gala. She was like, Mom, that's AI.
I saw Zendaya. That one was real.
I think she looked dope. I personally don't care for the look or her first look. But I feel like it was on theme. And then the second look I really liked was super dope.
I love the peacock look that she had with, I don't know if that's what she would call it, but the peacock look was cute to me. But Kim Kardashian, she's wearing the silver hourglass number with a sweater on top, which I thought was cute. Whatever. Who else was there? You had, I don't know. I think the Met Gala is interesting because I feel like it's the only place where celebrities can a lot of celebrities feel like they can let their hair down, I guess, and try something new.
Themselves. It doesn't feel like it because the way I feel like a lot of people play it safe.
I'm looking at Janelle Monáe. I don't know if it's AI or not, but
The silver joint, that's her.
Yeah,
she looks dope. She looks dope. She looks dope. Keke Palmer, was it Keke Palmer? She looked dope. I have pictures because I actually wanted to talk about this later today. A lot of them look dope, but I do feel like a lot of people be playing safe. And the Met Gala is the one time where you kind of get to wild out fashion wise. And it's the one time of like you really can just do whatever. Yeah.
I saw Doja Cat. She looked interesting. I need y'all to Google someone's name though, because I watched videos of her walking at the Met Gala for probably 2 hours last night. Well, I'm exaggerating, probably 20 minutes, but it felt like 2 hours. Her name, I don't know if this is how you pronounce it, Anak Yai.
Oh,
the supermodel. Model. Yes. Her face. For the first time in my life, I've never said this about a woman. I was like, this is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I didn't like her dress.
Nice. It wasn't a dress. Face. It's a jumper. I wish it was that's the only thing I have. I wish it was like a dress. But other than that, she looked fire.
Well, I don't like the jewelry. The jewelry is giving wedding. I don't understand how that works with the bodysuit. But her face card, if I look like this, I would charge niggas $30,000 to even ride the elevator with me between floors. Like nobody would be able to talk to me. She is so fucking flawless. But Anakye, Yai, I don't know, but she's beautiful. Her skin looks like AI. Like she doesn't look real. She honestly looks unreal. But that was the Met Gala. Is it a little bit tone deaf, knowing that what's going on in the world and stuff? Probably, but
possibly. It could be the time for people to take a stance and push back.
Yeah. Youthphoria. So we're both makeup girlies. When's the last time you went to a makeup store and like bought makeup? Like, let's say not just like a refill of foundation, like you actually were like, oh, I'm gonna get some makeup today.
It's been years, like 4 or 5 years ago. Like it's been some years because of the pandemic. And then like I'm in a small town. So both Macy's and JCPenney got yeeted because that's where I used to buy like makeup and shit from. And I haven't stepped into the Ulta or the Sephora around here yet. So it's just been online shopping for me, probably like 4 or 5 plus years. How about you?
I will always find a way to buy makeup. I don't buy clothes. I don't go on trips. I don't buy shoes, but I will buy some makeup. But Shark Tank brand, I guess we could call it Youthphoria, even though they were a brand before Shark Tank, is a brand that sold in Ulta that recently made headlines and made the entire influencer and makeup community on TikTok upset because Youthphoria, which has a best-selling foundation called Date Night Skin Tint Serum Foundation, which had a limited shade range of, I think, only 11, and has since launched an additional 5 shades, all darker and deeper than what they had originally. And this launched back in March. So the reason why this is causing controversy is because the deepest shade, 600 Deep, went viral because influencers who received this, because influencers, they get all the foundation shades. One of them in particular swatched black paint, Gloria on TikTok, swatched black paint on one cheek and swatched the Youthphoria foundation on the other cheek and was like, guess which one is the foundation? And they're both exactly the same. Pure black pigment. There's no undertone. You can't mix it with anything. It gives very much here, take it, be happy energy, because this is not a foundation that's wearable for anyone. Some other information that you might find interesting is the CEO, which is an Asian woman, I'm assuming. Her name is Fiona Chan.
I saw her talking in the video.
Yeah, she made, I saw TikTok videos of her talking about how it was so difficult for her to find models for the 2 darkest shades in the line, notably, of course, the 600 Deep. And then she had to, quote, travel to the other side of the world to find a dark-skinned person, where she met 2 men who modeled the shade for her. And when you watch the video of them applying this foundation on this man, there's no fucking product. There's hardly any product on this beauty blender that she's applying to this dude's face. And this makes me angry, but I want to hear what you think about it first.
It definitely was big here nigga damn energy. If I was I am a consumer, but if I was looking for a new brand to purchase and a new brand to use. Currently, I'm on my NARS. I love my NARS. I'm stuck to my NARS. It's me and my NARS. But if I was looking for a new brand to use, I would not be looking in that direction. They would not get a dime of my money, because I definitely feel like those shades are released out of spite. There's so many shades. I literally don't know anyone that is literally the color black hex code. Like they literally, I remember seeing people pull the actual hex codes online. Yep. I don't know of anyone in this world that is like, huh?
Yeah. I'm laughing because you said hex codes.
Yeah, they pulled hex codes. Like niggas pulled hex codes on TikTok. Like, yo,
no, I think hex codes are for like CMYK and RGB.
Yeah, what is RGB?
I know what you mean. I'm just, you know what I'm talking about. You're cute. That's what I'm saying.
The graphic pigment designer head ass nigga. She's like,
CI code.
Actually, Photoshop has said
it's the black iron oxide. It's a pure pigment. CI 77499.
Oh damn! What is that? The CM?
That's that CI. Code? It's apparently makeup uses CI numbers.
Okay.
Whatever it is.
Right. Yeah, they was pulling the codes and it was like, it's 00. I'm like, this is intentional. This is definitely here nigga damn energy. And I ain't with it.
It's definitely lazy. I think
as hell.
I think whenever you have a makeup brand and you've received just criticism about your lack of foundation shades and you release something that required absolutely no mixing. The lighter shades in this foundation has 3 different shades mixed in to make each of them. Whereas the one that we're talking about, 600 Deep, only has the black iron oxide. So it's complete laziness. And it's disgusting. And I don't think this brand will ever recover from this, because they are still talking about this shit as they should. And the jump between shades between the deepest shade and the next deepest shade is deplorable. They only have 16 shades, which, as you were talking about NARS is a great one to go to. They have plenty of shades. Clinique, let me run through some. Clinique has 56. Ariana Grande's shit got 60 shades. MAC got 60 shades.
I didn't even know Ariana Grande had a line. I need to go check that out.
Fenty, which, everyone's always talking about Fenty, being inclusive, had a 40 shade range, and then they extended and they said, that ain't enough, we're going to do 50. So the fact that these motherfuckers right here thought that they could get away with 15, and then one of them being pure black pigment, is an insult to my African heritage. And so I'll enjoy seeing this on clearance when I go to Ulta next.
Damn. Not you praying on the downfall.
It's like, what the fuck were you thinking? And we talked about a little bit, like, have you ever had to, you definitely have, having difficulty finding shades in your
girl, I'm chocolate, of course, for years, always. It's either too dark, too light, too green, too yellow, too orange. It's always something. Hell, it wasn't even until Fenty released that I felt comfortable with the shades that I was seeing. I felt closer. I guess I felt comfortable with finding a shade closer to me, but then I found a shade even closer to me with NARS. So I don't know. It was
what's your shade of NARS?
For years. What is my shade? I don't know it off the top of my head, but I know I have it.
That was my ADHD asking.
New Caledonia.
Okay.
Yeah, deep too. My shade.
I don't trust people to give me a foundation match. Like, even before I worked in the industry,
I don't either.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Can we talk about that though? Like how? Because specifically with because I'm black, right? And then I'm dark skinned. I don't.
Hold on. You're a negress?
Yes, I'm a negress.
This whole time I've been doing a podcast with a negress?
Yes, girl.
Fuck.
Girl. Gotta put my glasses on for that, girl. No, but I don't trust makeup artists. I don't trust people in the store. I don't want nobody to touch my face. I think, in more recent years, I've encountered people online who have become mutuals or people whose content I follow that work in these stores that if I see them, I would trust them. But years ago, I would not go in no Sephora or a MAC, or I would not let these people touch my face. Even when I do photo shoots for work, I do my face. And then I'm just like, you can powder me. I don't even know if I want you to powder me because you might make my makeup ashy. I don't trust people.
When I did that LA thing, that was the first time I ever let somebody touch my face. And it was because I didn't really...
Was you comfortable?
Have a choice. She was mad dope. It was a white lady. Okay. She was mad dope. She had experience with my skin. She was amazing. I couldn't have asked for a better. I mean, I came to the set with a full face of makeup because again, I don't trust nobody. But she did like my touch ups and she curled my hair, my wig, and I really, really enjoyed that experience. I will say, as somebody who has a lot of knowledge in this industry, the people who color match you inside of Ulta and Sephora, they have no formal training by those companies in how to color match you. So whenever you have that 21-year-old girl who is helping you foundation match your Clinique, just know, no one's ever trained her how to do that. So make sure, don't just buy whatever they say is your color. Put that shit on, ask for a mirror, walk outside, look in the daylight. Let it oxidize, because a lot of these foundations will go, Charlotte Tilbury, that foundation, the matte one, will go darker like 4 or 5 shades once it's done drying.
Oh, wow.
It oxidizes like a...
I also have a statement to make. I always feel...
I feel like I should do a drum roll. Hold on. Mira's got a statement, bitches. Hold on.
I always felt like if you're a makeup artist and you can't do makeup for all shades and you can't do makeup for darker skin tones, you shouldn't be licensed to be a fucking makeup artist. And that's how I feel about hairstylists and just people in general. If you're a hairstylist and you can't do Black people's hair, you need your fucking license revoked. They need their certificates and their licenses revoked. Because if you can't do everybody, how can you consider yourself an expert on this thing and you can't do everybody's shit? So that's my soapbox.
Listen, Mary will tell a joke, but she'll never tell a lie. You hear me? Everything she say, we stand. That's an official statement.
Tired of this shit. You need your license revoked. What you mean you can't?
That reminds me of another topic. Can we talk about all these Black hairstylists who tell you to come with your hair basically done before they'll touch your head, and it's because they're not licensed?
I was about to say that's because they don't have licenses. They're not supposed to be washing and digging in your hair, but it's like, if you're not licensed to do all of that, I'm not paying you $300+ to do my hair either.
That's the part. Don't charge me what you would have charged me
if you was washing and blow drying and all of that. Yeah, no. I sometimes I pay $300 to $350 for my hair, but they're washing, they blow dry, they trim, I got braids down my back, like they're doing everything. I'm not paying $300 for you to slap a wig on my head and then do the stuff. They be like, we're gonna put the wig on, and then you paying $300. They charge more if your hair long, they charge more if your hair thick, they charge more if you late. Sometimes they charge if you got kids.
Sometimes they won't even do your hair if you have a 4C hair pattern.
Just be like,
they'll put that in the booking notes. Like, if you have 4C, I'm sorry, I can't say
like, it's a little too niggery for me. Nope. And they ain't doing it. That's so ridiculous for a Black woman to look you in your face and be like, yeah, your hair is too nappy.
I don't often wish, not often, I never wish I was a different race, but if there was ever a time, it would be hair day.
When it's time to do your hair.
When I could, because when I see, I'm not even gonna lie, when I see videos of Asian women and white women going to the hair salon.
It seems so simple.
And they've got like eucalyptus leaves and they've got that fancy, you seen that wraparound halo they put on you that gently trickles the water?
I finally saw Black folks getting that treatment recently.
I want to get that. And then they have like a towel and then they're getting misted and shit. And they drinking champagne. I'm like, think about going to the Black hair salon. First of all, you got to get there before they open. There's no appointments taken. You first come, first serve. You wait in that bitch. You got to wait while she goes to Popeyes to go get her lunch. And you sitting there waiting for her to come back. Because you've been here since 8 a.m. and right now it's 3 p.m. and your hair's still half done. You in pain because they pulling your hair follicles. I will never forget the last time I went to a hair salon. Let me share my trauma real quick. I promise I'll do it in 30 seconds. I went to this place called African Braids 2000 in Houston. I don't know if they still exist, but I will never forget. These 2 Nigerian women simultaneously was braiding my hair. They braided my hair so tight, my scalp was bleeding.
Nigga.
I was crying the entire time. And I'm saying this like I didn't get up and leave because I was a minor and I was being forced to get this hairstyle by my mother. And when I tell you, that amount of hatred that was in my like little 13-year-old heart, I wanted to kill them bitches. I was like, everything you done to me, I did the whole Sealy color purple.
I was about to say, was this the color purple?
I will never. And I am very tender-headed. For whatever reason, I can fall asleep getting a tattoo. I love getting pierced. When I go to the tattoo removal place, I enjoy that pain. But put a comb in my head, I'm done.
I stick a fork in you, you done?
I have a weak fucking scalp.
Oh, I get it.
You got any other stories?
Listen, let me see.
Or should we talk about video games?
We definitely should hop into the video games.
You know what we should talk about real quick?
What's up?
Baby Reindeer.
Oh, see, I ain't get past episode 3. That shit is trauma.
So me and Mira had plans to watch Baby. Listen, let me tell it. Back up. Get away from the mic.
Trauma.
Let me tell it. Before she adds a little salt and pepper to it. I recommend it for us to watch Baby Reindeer because Baby Reindeer was been the number one show.
I knew she was gonna mention it. Did I tell you that? That I knew you was gonna recommend that we watch that shit? I was like, I seen people I said, it's coming. She gonna ask about this damn show.
What? I was, cause like, I was like, man, we should watch Baby Reindeer. And I was like, there's 7 episodes. What do we watch? 4 episodes one night, 3 episodes another night. Mary took too long to get back to me because she was sleeping or something. So I was bored, I was about to get my period on hormonal. I just needed a distraction. So it was like 2:30 in the morning and I started episode 1. And then I looked up and I was watching the finale credits roll. And then I saw Mira's message and she like, sure, let's watch it. And I'm like,
this motherfucker already watched it. Because while she was watching it, I was streaming, drunk, going reminiscing about R&B songs like an elder. I was streaming.
I stayed up the whole night watching every single episode. I don't think Mira's going to finish it because you said it was sad.
I'm gonna try to finish it, but
So you don't want me to spoil you?
Nah. I got up until episode 3 though. She's sending all them emails, everything talking about sent from iPhone, and ain't no damn iPhone in sight.
So we'll hold off talking about it until you finish it.
All right.
But I really want to talk about the last 10 seconds of that show in particular.
The last 10 seconds? The
last 10 seconds of the last episode. Yeah. I will say, without any spoilers, I'm just going to give you a brief synopsis. It's a story about an aspiring comedian who works at a bar who shows a little bit of kindness to a woman that he feels is pathetic named Martha, who's a bigger woman, who's sad, who's lonely. It's not me because she's white. And
wait.
I'm just playing. I'm actually really happy right now. But a lot of hijinks ensues. It's really fucked up. The whole show was really, really fucked up. It's about being stalked. So just be aware of that. And I thought it was wonderfully written. It was beautifully acted. And I thought it was really amazing. And it deserves some sort of an award, in my opinion.
And apparently the dude is acting out his own life in the series of events that happened to him. So the main character, that actually happened to him and he's acting it out, which is wild.
The person who's acting as the main character is the creator and writer of the whole thing.
Oh my God.
And so the people that he cast in that movie last night, I don't know if they're, because the internet is trying to find the people that this is based
they've
on.
been on a rampage trying to find Martha.
When you compare the actors he cast versus who they think is the real people, like fucking twins. I ain't never seen such accurate looking casting in my life. It's like spitting image. Like these people could have been their brothers and sisters. So yeah, watch Baby Reindeer. As long as you know, like if it's gonna take you through some stuff, but before you know it, you'll fly through it because the episodes aren't that long.
Yeah, because I'm already at the end of episode 3. So
episode 4 though, that's when shit gets really fucked up. But let's go ahead with our topic of the week. This week, you guys, we're going to be talking about games that are either coming out or have been out that we've never played that we're looking forward to playing. Games that, have piqued our interest that we feel like you guys might enjoy as well. And then I think we might share like maybe 1 or 2 games that beginners might really, really like as well. Do you want to go first?
All right. My first game is Bayonetta. I've wanted to play Bayonetta for so long, even before like my PC troubles. My eyes have been on Bayonetta for months. My chat has been asking me and my community has been asking me to play Bayonetta for freaking years. To give perspective, Bayonetta is about a character who is a witch who was awakened 20 years ago from the bottom of a lake. No memories of her past. She's fighting folks with her hair and she's just kicking ass.
She's wearing stilettos. Don't forget that part.
Bad bitch. Stilettos, whipping ass. And I just love the energy of how it looks. And I literally like just try to fight to not spoil myself on it. How much have you played Bayonetta?
I played I've played the first 3 hours 3 times.
The first 3 hours.
Because every time I play it, the footage doesn't get saved. But I liked it. We talked about how like our commonality in video games so far, the only overlap is that we really enjoy mindless games where all you're doing is fighting the whole time.
Yeah.
Like Dynasty Warriors.
Yo. Fuck Lubu.
I want to play Dynasty Warriors. If I could, I would play that game all day, every day. It's so good.
I love it. I'm gonna find it someplace. I'm playing it on stream.
It's on PlayStation. The subscription service.
Oh, I ain't got Plus. I got rid of Plus. I ain't paying for that shit. They went up. I'm like, do I want to pay $100 for this? Like, what happened?
Oh my God, Mira.
What?
Okay, sorry, we're derailing the conversation for a second. You talking about subscription plans and the cost?
Yeah.
Tell me why I was about to cancel Netflix. And I wanted to watch that new romantic comedy that's on Netflix that everybody's going crazy over. Oh shit, what the fuck was it called? It's I'm gonna look it up while I'm talking. Yeah, that movie. And I clicked on it because I was like, I just want something, to have mindless in the background. Netflix had the nerve to tell me I couldn't watch it because I was on an ad-based plan and they don't have the licensing to show me the movie. I'm like, you're telling me the number one watched movie on Netflix.
What's it called?
I can't watch because I'm on the ad plan. I was like, since when does Netflix?
When did Netflix do that? I almost tossed my glasses.
Let me see if I can find it. They've been
fucking up ever since they did the password sharing thing. They going downhill.
Oh yeah, I only have I think 5 more days before my subscription is officially gone. But I can't find it off the top of my head. But it was some movie I wanted to watch that was really popular last week and I couldn't watch it. But fuck that. But yeah, Bayonetta is a bad bitch. And I hope you get to play it soon.
Thank you. I hope so too. Fingers crossed. What's your game?
My first game is Lost Records, Bloom and Rage by Don't Nod. So this game is a game that's made by the same creators of Life is Strange. So if you're familiar with Life is Strange, it's a story-based, choice-made game where you have to make decisions. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure game, but it usually has a highly emotional aspect. They do an amazing job of character development. I feel like there's a lot of games that don't develop the characters adequately. So when something happens and you have to make a big decision or somebody passes or you have to deal with consequences, it doesn't really hit you. Life is Strange in particular, I thought Colors, the third one was even another level. So just off the fact that it's the same developers has me excited. But this game takes place in 1995 with a group of friends. A group of teenage girls are together, and then we catch up with them 27 years later as they confront the dark secrets that they all promise to never speak again of what happened one summer. So it's like, I Know What You Did Last Summer, plus Now and Then, plus Life is Strange, all of the things I love, plus 90s. Come on. I love 90s. So
I love the 90s.
So they have the 4 different characters, and if it's anything like Life is Strange, is like when you get to play as all these characters, you get to do the things that they like to do, whether it's a snowball fight, whether it's playing the guitar. I love when games have that aspect where you get to do little side missions or side quests, doing things that have nothing to do with the larger point of the game. So like in this game, you'll be making music videos. You'll be using a camcorder and learning to film, I'm sure. But it takes place between 1995 through 2022. And I'm so fucking hyped for this game. There's no release date yet, but it's called Lost Records, Bloom and Rage. That's my first pick.
Noted. I'm gonna be looking this up. Should sound interesting to me. But yeah, I used to think I was alone in just loving games where you could mindlessly whoop ass. Like every time I talk about it, when you speak, especially like when you have interviews or you talk to people about gaming, what type of games? I like games where I could just whoop ass sometimes. I like puzzles. I like time management, but I love me a good ass whooping. My next game is Hades. Hades is also something that I had been seeing around for a long ass time, and I've seen people play it. And I'm like, I wonder how that would go if I stream that one day. It's like a roguelike action playing. It's a roguelike action role-playing game. This fucking tongue twister. Developed and published by Supergiant Games. And in this game, players control, I don't know if I'm about to pronounce his name right, Zagreus, the son of Hades, I'm going to call him Z for right now, as he attempts to escape from the underworld to reach Mount Olympus, at times aided by gifts the other Olympians bestow on him. And Hades 2 also just came out, and just seeing the gameplay for that has me even more interested in wanting to play like the first game. You ever heard of Hades?
Actually, last night I saw a streamer playing that game that I follow, and I was like, that's so funny because Mary was just talking about that game.
It's dope looking. Looks interesting.
You trying to pronounce that guy's name reminds me. I was watching this TikTok last night of this black girl, and she named her dog Jabarkis, and I fucking laid out. I'm like, I hate black people. Jabarkis.
Damn.
She was yelling.
She's like, Jabarkis.
I was like, oh my God. Great pick. My second one is Little Nightmares 3. Ooh, so the third installment by Supermassive Games with Bandai. They are launching the third iteration this year. Have no idea when the release date will be, but if you're familiar with Little Nightmares, it's creepy as fuck. Like if you're
and the GBs.
Yeah, if you're someone who liked, for instance, like Fran Bow, like little creepy games like that, Little Nightmares usually takes place with you and a sidekick, and you're kind of traversing underworlds, fighting technology, sort of. There's no dialogue in any of these games, but despite the fact that there's no dialogue, it does evoke an emotional response in nearly everyone who plays these games. I know Little Nightmares 2, the ending had me fucked up for a few hours after I played it. So the fact that the third one is coming out is amazing. The synopsis is, you follow the journey of Lo and Alone as they search for a path that could lead them out of the nowhere. Face your childhood fears together with a friend and online co-op. So this is their first version where you can play with another person. So I'm looking forward to this. I don't care how they could charge me anything and I would play this game the day it comes out, to be honest. But Little Nightmares 3.
Shit, if it's co-op, I'm down. I know I played Little Nightmares 2 and that shit was a headache. You know, I was talking about that long neck bitch running around in the library trying to eat me. Oh, accordion neck motherfucker just eating me up. I still have nightmares about that on random Tuesday afternoon. So I didn't play the first one, but
I will say, you know, Mary is a punk ass, so she don't like scary games. So if she can play it, you can play it. It's more creepy than scary. Although there's moments where like you'll scream because you're so surprised.
Yeah. The jump scare here and there, but yeah, I don't even know how I played that, but it's not scary. So it was enough for me to play, and I'd be scared of my own shadow. But that long neck heifer still be haunting me.
I would say we could play
better not be in the third game.
But I just feel like I would always be waiting for you to finish taking your shit. And
wow,
you'd have to coordinate schedules like heavily. And
why are you doing me like this?
I'm just saying, I don't know what I would do if we made plans and Mary showed up on time. I don't know what I would do.
What?
Love you. Kisses.
That's crazy.
What's your next one?
Tell the people about my nervousness. My last game, my next and final game is Stellar Blade. And Stellar Blade is a game that I've seen for a while. Bunch of shenanigans around it, bunch of controversy around it. I've actually mentioned it in previous episodes where they was talking about her little hoochie coochie fits, and they was fighting and arguing about censorship because they made slight revisions to some of the outfits in the game. But bullshit aside, I do like the reviews and the feedback I'm seeing for it, not just from my community, but like the reviews when I, look up information about the game. Stellar Blade is a action adventure video game developed by Shift Up and published by Sony. And players take control of Eve as she ventures to save humanity from a relentless war waged by monstrous creatures. So that already sounds like a bunch of ass whooping. And y'all know how I feel about my ass whooping in video games.
Something about, especially like zombie games and stuff where you're just killing zombies or whatever, like just sitting down in front of a monitor, holding a controller, and just killing a few hours, just killing AI.
Yo, you ever play Call of Duty Zombies?
No, I've never played any Call of Duty. I want to, though.
Oh, you should.
I want to play Warzone.
Ooh, Warzone will stress you out. Warzone is fun, though. But
from what I can tell, Warzone is kind of like Rainbow Six Siege meets Fortnite, but I could be wrong. And I love both of those games. So I was like, maybe I should try Call of Duty as long as I have chat off.
Yeah,
It's like, name a more racist game than Call of Duty.
Oh
Although
my God.
they're all pretty fucked
I'm getting
up.
hard R flashbacks from Xbox Live.
My final one is going to be, it actually came out today. Nancy Drew, Mystery of the Seven Keys. So Nancy Drew, I cannot believe I've never streamed a mystery game, a murder mystery game. Those are my favorite kind of games. And I grew up playing Nancy Drew games on my PC. And I played them all throughout adulthood. I've played like at least 15 of these games. But they haven't came out with any since COVID, since 2019. But Nancy Drew games are great beginner-friendly games. You basically point and click and it's all puzzles the entire time and you're just kind of gathering clues. This one takes place in Prague and you play as Nancy Drew and you're just trying to find out who stole your client's heirloom necklace. And so you sleuth through the city, you do all this stuff. Although I will say they are tripping big time with this price because every Nancy Drew, like, inflation is so fucking real. And it's really hitting me now with Nancy Drew because how come every single time I ever bought a game, they was $15 to $19.99. And now they trying to charge $32 for this game. Like, that's wild. But that's my third pick. And I think that's it, right? Are the games that we're looking forward to?
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know, you guys, if you guys like these kind of topics. Me and Mia are just kind of expanding the things that we talk about. We want to know what you guys are interested in. So let us know, write us in at theprettypettypod@gmail.com and let us know, what you like, what we could do more of, and rate us and give us comments and blah 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 blah.
Feedback. Feedback.
But we're almost out of here. Mir, are you feeling particularly petty or particularly pretty this week?
What is this accent?
I'm from Wales, bitch. What the fuck you mean?
Yo, you just reminded me of? That's how I gotta finish watching X-Men. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. That's how I need to go.
What is it?
Juggernaut. When he's like, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. I need to go watch.
Is that a TV show?
It's a line from one of them X-Men movies.
Oh, okay.
The Juggernaut, yeah.
Juggernaut.
Big ass unstoppable nigga that just be crashing through buildings and robbing banks and beating the shit out of the X-Men. I'm such a fucking nerd. Well, anywho, let me see. Pretty or petty? I mean,
I can go. I'm ready.
Yeah, you could go ahead.
I'm gonna be petty this week. This goes out to the woman in Walmart I ran into last week who basically called me old as fuck. So this is what happened. I rented a car.
Not the AR pussy era.
Car notes cost too much money, so I don't have a car right now. For the first time in my life, I don't have a car. So I rented a car for 2 days, and basically all I did was go to the grocery store over and over and over again and stock up until I can get a rental car again. So one of the stops was Walmart. I get all my shit, get to the checkout, and there's this woman next to me and she's looking at my cart. She's like looking. And inside of her cart is a little boy and a bunch of party stuff. The lady's looking at my cart and she's like, "Oh, are you going to bake tonight too?" And I said, "Huh?" She's like, Are you baking tonight too?" And I'm looking at what she's looking at, and she's looking at literally this plate that I'm holding. She thought this was a baking pan.
What's that?
It's just a plate.
It's just a plate.
Oh yeah, I love these kind of plates. They're like a mix between. If y'all don't, I have a bunch from IKEA, but if y'all don't know what these look like, it's kind of like a bowl and a plate together. It's like a really high plate, and I love these because I'm very clumsy. I have bad spatial awareness, and I always drop shit. So I like these.
Same.
I can't tell you how many times I've sat down to eat my dinner and the fork hit the floor before I could eat, and I have to get up and get another fork every time I almost eat.
Wow. Okay, that sounds very similar. That happens to me a lot. I get mad as hell.
I was like, "Oh no, these aren't baking pans. These are just plates." She's like, "Oh, okay." And so the way she was looking at me, I could tell she wanted to talk about the fact that she was baking. So I threw her a bone. I don't do small talk. I hate small talk. People who are neurodivergent, we don't like small talk. It's pointless. It wastes time. So I'm like, no, I'm not. But what are you baking today? And she's like, "Oh, it's his birthday." And she gestures to her son. And I was like, "Oh, okay. Happy birthday." And she's like continuing to talk to me about him as if he's not here, like parents do to little kids.
Oh.
Like, oh yeah, like he's going to be starting like 5th grade, whatever the fuck she was saying.
Mm-hmm.
But I was suddenly put in the position where now I had to ask this little boy how old he was turning. And he's like 5. And so I did that
little one.
I did that thing that boomers used to do to me when I was a kid, which is pretend like I didn't hear correctly. So I was like 25. And the little boy was like, no, 5, silly. And then the woman started talking to me about her kid and how he wants 2 different kinds of colors in his cake, how you want a blue cake and a red cake or something like that, and how all this other stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, listening to her politely. And then like, thank God the person in front of me was done. So it's time for me to move up. And I was like, okay, well, good luck with that, Mom. And I gave her one of those looks like that exasperated, like, oh, moms, we always have to mom and stuff like that. And so to that lady who made me an older adult person who does that to children, who has to make small talk at the cash register about kids and felt like an old ass auntie. Fuck you, lady. And I hope that cake got burnt.
Wait, why
because you made me feel like a whole old ass woman. And I did not appreciate it. I'm of course projecting. She didn't do nothing wrong.
Like a old ass woman.
But it made me realize, I was like, yo, I really am fully in my auntie bag. And I was like, that hurt my feelings because it's like, in my mind, I'm 22 years old. And I was actually, that's the thing on TikTok. Everybody who's like millennials on TikTok, they're like, millennials.
Mentally,
am I the only one who's 33 years old, but mentally I'm 17 or whatever? And everybody's like, yeah, like we all feel like teenagers. We're all like buying Hello Kitty shit. I was on Amazon yesterday trying to buy Tamagotchi.
Oh my God.
I got look right here.
That would explain.
I got a Lego set right here ready to go.
All the time. I was watching a TikTok about how millennials are regressing. And then they was in the comments like, yeah, gargoyles. Yeah. Hey, Arnold. I was like, nigga, are we living the same life?
I deadass searched for Lisa Frank diary.
Lisa Frank.
I was really trying to find Lisa. Apparently, God. Lisa Frank doesn't make diaries. But I was looking at Trapper Keepers. Bitch, I'm going through a full midlife crisis. Is it midlife crisis?
I don't think it's midlife crisis. It's
if I die at 70, it is
quarter life crisis or something. If we pass the quarter, I don't know what's happening. The quarter nickel, half dollar crisis. Shit, I don't know.
But. Yeah, so fuck her. What about you?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I have it in me to be petty. I think when we first recorded this, I had some petty shit to say.
I got a petty one. So this one goes out because I can always be petty. This one goes out to Texas.
Oh shit! What they do now?
Because Texas has abortion illegal, and there's this woman
trying to control people coochie.
There's this woman in the news right now because she got pregnant in Texas and she told her ex-boyfriend it was his, and she didn't want to be a mother because duh. She leaves the state, she gets an abortion, she comes back, and now her ex-boyfriend is suing her. And in Texas, it's legal for anybody to sue you if you cross state lines to get an abortion. So she currently has his lawsuit, and then whoever else also has a problem with her right to choose. So fuck Texas, fuck your ex-boyfriend, fuck all ex-boyfriends, as a matter of fact. And yeah, I'll be petty for you. That's the wildest law. Did I tell you about that? The story about the man who was secretly poisoning his wife so she would lose the baby.
Killed her and the baby. He killed the baby and then her, right?
No, she lived, but
the baby didn't.
Actually, I'm not entirely sure. The baby definitely did not. The baby definitely didn't survive, but I don't know. The woman died too. But people were outraged because the man received less of a harsh punishment and sentence than if the woman had got a legal abortion.
Was that his wife?
It was his wife. Mm-hmm.
Drug and drink.
Not to mention, you heard about this 30-year-old lady who's preacher husband. Everybody's talking about her.
The one that they said that her sister said, if I end up dead, he shot me.
Yes.
So
they came out yesterday. They did an autopsy and they swear up and down that it was a self-inflicted gun wound. I'm like, that get the fuck out of here, because ain't no nigga who's married to a woman who announces that she's dead is out on a date at a restaurant with his new bitch 6 days later.
He planned that.
Get the fuck out of here.
He planned that. If I want to be petty, I want to say fuck the justice system and fuck the justice system and fuck it till we get all these people out of these positions, signing these laws and putting these things into play that inconvenience everybody that is not of the same demographic and age as them. I'm so tired of this shit. And I 100% feel like after a certain age, you shouldn't be allowed to run for office, work in office, not a Congress, not a president, not a nothing. You're one sneeze away from disintegrating. You should not be the president. I'm so tired. Like, the world was so different 50, 60, 70, 80 years ago. And I just don't understand how someone with a mentality, hell yeah, 20, 10, 15 years ago. Now imagine someone who was a grown-ass adult 70 years ago trying to dictate how we live our lives on a day-to-day basis. I'm over it.
This is what happens when people vote based on a misguided idea of religion and morality versus what's actually best for the well-being of mankind.
And identity.
We could go on and on about, I agree. Fuck. You should not be, again, what you said, you should not be in charge of making big decisions when you don't have to deal with those consequences of those decisions. And these people will not be alive. But that will do it for this week's episode of the Pretty Petty Podcast. As always, write to us at the Pretty Petty Podcast at gmail.com. We'll be back next week with some more titillating conversation. I think we're going to be talking about content creation, maybe. Yeah, might have a guest, maybe. If Mira can wrangle somebody for us. And y'all have a good day. Be blessed. Bye.
Bye.